So what happens when we do a float plus a boolean in our typecasting? Again, we're going to see that we don't need any typecasting. Let's scroll down to this section. Here we've got a float plus a boolean in our little section over here. Float plus bool, and what's going to come as the outcome, again just like the integer plus the bool, we can create these two variables in one line. F stands for float, and that represents 100 represented by the value of 100.55, and B is assigned the value of true. B is a boolean, so B is type inferred as a boolean and F is type inferred as a float by the Python interpreter. Then we do result equals F for float plus B for boolean, and on line number 4 we print the result, and on line number 5 we print the type of the result. So let's see what occurs when we run this little block of code. This time, just for the sake of it, I will press the cell execute button rather than the control return. Anyway, we see that we get 101.55, and we see that the returned type is of type, or is a class of float, type float. So why do we get this? And just like with the integers, if the boolean is added onto a floating point number, the boolean is either converted, the value of the true or the false in the boolean is converted into an integer, and we know that we can add integers to floats. So if it was a true, it would be converted to the value of 1, and if the boolean was a false, it would be converted to the value of 0. So we get, in this particular case, 101.5, because it's like adding 100.55 to 1, and we get 101.55. and we could check this because we could turn our false, we could turn our boolean into a false, and we could run the same, and now we get 100.55. so turn that back into a true, and that is adding booleans and floats, which are also very easy, just as easy as adding integers and booleans.